Hey everyone, we're live at Facebook headquarters and we're about to kick off our latest hackathon prototype forum. So what that means is that every time we have a hackathon at Facebook, the teams and the rest of folks at Facebook vote on what they think are the best projects, and then I always have the teams that have the best projects come in and show them to me and a bunch of the other executives at Facebook so we can get a sense of what people are building. Now, what we're doing with hackathons, the point is to basically give everyone a bunch of time, right? In this case, it's about a day. Some of these hackathons are 2 or 3 days, where the only rule is you can't work on what you work on the rest of the time at Facebook. And the idea is to try to incubate creativity and a lot of new ideas. And over the years of building Facebook, a lot of what people have built at hackathons have ended up informing a lot of the bigger products that we've ended up doing. So, obviously, if you're building something in just 24 hours, you're not going to build a fully polished final version of a product. But some of the biggest things that we've done, like chat, which is of course turned into Messenger, search, video, the first version of our developer platform, and even more recently things like Safety Check for helping people in the middle of disasters around the world, were all started at hackathons. So that was the first time where I saw those projects and told those teams that, hey, they should keep on focusing on that and building it out so it could be a bigger thing. So I've always thought it would be fun, since we've had Facebook Live, to go live in the middle of one of these hackathon prototype forums so that our whole community can see what people at Facebook are building. And today I don't know if any of these things are going to end up making it into our product. I actually haven't seen any of the projects yet, so you're going to be seeing them at the same time as I do, which I think will be pretty fun as well. But today's also going to be fun because we have a lot of interns here over the summer, and a lot of the projects I think we're going to go through, I don't know, maybe it's 5 or 10 different projects are going to be built by interns, and so you'll get a chance to see what Facebook interns are building while they're here over the summer too, as well as some of the longer tenured engineers that we have here. So let's head in and start checking it out. And I'll introduce you to some of the other folks who are here. We have Shrek, who's our Chief Technology Officer at Facebook. We have Jay, Parikh, who runs our engineering team. We have Chris Cox, who is the Chief Product Officer. And we have Roy Zhang, who is a product manager at Facebook, who helps organize and run these hackathons and the prototype forums afterwards. So I don't know, do you guys want to talk for a second about what you expect to see here and what these prototype forums are all about?
This is like our version of Shark Tank. We don't have Mark Cuban here, we have Mark Zuckerberg. We try to be encouraging and supportive, and we actually really look forward to these because we get to learn a lot about how, especially some of our newer folks are thinking about what we should do.
Yeah.
So yeah.
All right, we got to talk. All right, Roy, you want to kick us off and tell us what we're going to see, and then bring in our first teams?
Sure thing. So our first team is going to be Team Montage from our Facebook New York engineering office.
All right, come on in, guys. Hey. Hey. So I should say, while we're kicking this off, that in a normal hackathon prototype forum, each team would have maybe about 5 minutes to present, and we'd talk through what we were doing. But because we're doing this on live, and we want to get through a bunch today, we're going to go a little bit quicker than normal. So we're going to take maybe about 2 minutes for each one, and then have some discussion afterwards. But I'm going to give you guys the floor, and why don't you tell us what you've done, and introduce yourselves first, and then show us what you built.
Great. So we are working on a project called Montage, and my name is Brady. I'm a product designer, and these are our amazing interns that are engineers. And we are from all over the nation, which is pretty cool about the hackathon culture, is that we have people from New York City, Washington, D.C., Austin, Texas, and Menlo Park, all on this one team.
Wait, is this a pure intern hacking team?
Except for me.
Not Brady.
That's awesome.
You finally found your team.
So,
hey guys, my name is Amit.
I'm Chris.
I'm Sachin.
I'm Kim. I'm Satara.
So how's the summer going before we get to this?
It's been awesome. This is a great way to end our internships. This is like our last week, so
Yeah?
it's great to get out here.
So what has been different than you expected?
Just the culture, like when they're recruiting, they're like, this culture is so open, and like I didn't believe it, but I got here and just like you can see everything what's going on in the company. It's been such a cool experience being here this summer.
Awesome. Well, I hope some of you guys come back. So, or all of you. But we'll see how this happens. So, all right, why don't you take it away and
Cool.
tell us what you guys built.
Sounds good. So today, a real problem that people have is that it's just too hard to create and too technical to create unique and shareable content. So we want to build a camera app that enables people to do this. So what you do is you open the camera, you snap individual or burst photos, and our algorithm will stitch the photos into a montage as a single frame. And so,
Cool.
Yeah.
What our algorithm is basically doing is it's taking all the backgrounds from the different frames. It merges them together and does image segmentation to figure out what's the foreground, what's the background. And then we composite it so the foregrounds are all overlaid on the stitched background. So you get a montage.
That's cool. What happens if the camera's moving?
And so we actually align the images. This is the very first step. So even the camera's moving, we account for that. We stabilize the images.
Yeah, we also work on stabilizing the images with respect to white balance and exposure to help to make the seamless stitching, make it more seamless.
Awesome.
Cool. So other practical scenarios are, of course, the skateboarding output. This is the actual image that video showed. We have one that, creative selfies, just being weird, and of course, fun memories with your kids. And so, within that, you can imagine what this could do in the future with live photo, upload from camera roll, and just other video, right? So, within our ecosystem, basically this could live anywhere that there's a camera. So whether that's the Facebook app, Instagram app, Messenger, what have you.
This is really cool. Yeah, that's
Cool.
awesome.
Nice job.
Awesome. Thanks, guys.
The
Power of interns.
So what's the
And full
state
time.
of this now? I mean, is it a standalone app, or
Uh,
how
so-
can we play with it?
Right, so we do have it as a standalone React Native.
So right now we built the whole app using React Native. We wanted to optimize for speed of development. And after you take the picture, it sends it to a server. We're using some fair servers right now, and the computer vision algorithm is still pretty slow, but it works, and then it sends back the stitch output to our React Native app.
That's awesome.
That's
You
great.
said the Facebook AI team?
Yeah, we're just using their machines. Cause
The
they're fast.
GPU servers?
Yeah.
Thanks, Jay.
You're welcome.
That's awesome. Do you guys have computer vision background, or do you just...
I do, yeah. I worked on a startup last summer, so I did a lot of image stitching. So
Huh.
I've been we use the same skills here.
That's awesome.
This is great, guys. Yeah, nice work. I'm glad that you guys got a chance to come in and present in your last week as interns. I think this is neat. I think a lot of people would really enjoy
Yeah,
this. I
yeah,
hope we
yeah.
carry forward this work.
Great.
Awesome. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah.
Appreciate it.
So, by the way, while we're switching between teams here, for folks in our community who are watching this live, please tell us what you think of the hacks as well. So, you have the different reactions that you can use. You can give us the heart or the like or the sad or angry, depending on how you feel. I assume that isn't making too many people angry, but I'll go back afterwards and look at what people's reactions to these things were, and that will probably serve as one input for figuring out which things we decide to go develop going forward. All right, what's the next one, Roy?
Great. So the next one is Chathead Video Player from our Seattle office.
Cool. Nice.
All right, hey guys.
Welcome.
Hey guys.
I heard about this one. Hey.
I'm Alex.
Awesome.
Hey.
I'm Austin. I've got some phones here for you guys
Nice.
to try this out with.
There
Alright.
are rumors about this prototype.
Really?
So,
It's all around
Nice
the
to have the
office.
Aquila video right up front here.
Yes, great.
I wanted to make sure you had that look.
We're in a positive mood.
All right.
Look at
Way
this.
to my heart.
So we work on the Android emerging markets team, and something we kind of wanted to build for this hackathon was a video chat heads. The idea is pretty simple. You are watching a long form video, a live stream, a speech, or a music video, something that you'd like to kind of listen to while you're doing other things. So, start playing. So the idea is that you can go to any of these videos, pop it out, and continue to watch them, minimize it, and go full screen kind of whenever you feel like something interesting is going on, and minimize it again, and then when you're done, you can close it. And then the cool thing is that while we're inspired by picture-in-picture on other platforms, Android gives us the capability to draw on top of other apps. Messenger uses this for chat heads, so we thought we'd use the same user experience, something people are used to be able to, for example, take a video and go to another app. So you can listen to a live stream while you're reading email or you're reading the web or doing something else. And actually, since we're working on an emerging markets team, while we're building this, we actually found we tested in low network environments And we found it's actually really useful for unblocking people when they get to a spinner, right? So you don't have to just sit there and wait for a spinner. You can pop it out, continue to do what you're doing, and then whenever it's ready, it'll start playing. You can click it, full screen it, and it's done.
Wow, that's awesome. I think this will be really neat, especially for the lives, like you're saying. A lot of times I'm watching a live and I want to listen to it, but I can't exit the video today and keep watching it, but now you'll just be able to have that going in the corner.
Yeah.
So this is the example of like one of the videos, and where it's somewhere else in Android,
This is
we can
great.
continue to watch it.
This is super cool. Yeah, this is really cool. So how do I get this on this demo phone?
So if you are...
You can just go play, and then tap it on any video, and then there's a little button at the top.
This one?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Now you can just move that around, or you can continue to do what you're doing. Chat hits.
All right.
So if you move it to the
Very
top,
cool.
it's full screen, and if you move it to the top and bottom, it'll. So it's kind of like we still need to work with designers and stuff, but it's,
very cool.
It's a prototype.
Yeah, Android lets you do all kinds of awesome stuff like this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Way to pay attention to emerging markets, guys.
Seriously.
The Lord's work.
It's our job.
It's challenging. We're actually we're excited about lots of different user interactions with things that are slow loading and kind of this kind of chatted ideas, and kind of like tabs on the web. You can do similar things.
Yeah, the next many people who are going to use these services are coming online in emerging countries, and I think too often, people who are out in California and the U.S. don't think about designing their products for people who are coming online and who might be using a 2G network where it takes more time to download a video. So this kind of thing, I think, will be really awesome for that too.
Totally.
Yeah. Awesome. Cool. Nice work, guys.
Thank you.
All right, give you back your phones.
Yes.
Thanks, man.
Yeah. Great. So the next team we have up is Team Remembrance. I think it's a bunch of interns as well.
All right.
Hi.
Hey, how's it going?
How are you?
Hey, good.
I'm Tiffany.
Hey.
Nice to meet you.
Good to meet you.
Yeah, again.
So is this?
Yeah.
So you guys all interns?
No, I'm actually a full-time.
I see some full-time people here.
All right. Full time now?
Yeah.
Started as an intern?
Yes, I did.
Awesome.
Yeah, my name is James. I work on the Hack Language team.
Yeah, I'm Leah, product design intern on ads.
I'm Nivedita. I work on information tools.
I'm Vanessa. I'm the PM for memorialization.
I'm Zola. I'm an intern on data infra. I'm Jordan. I'm an intern on data protection systems.
I'm Chris. I'm an intern on infrastructure.
And I'm Tiffany, a design intern on Messenger.
Wow. So you guys are from all different teams. How did you form your team on the hackathon?
All of us, except one, my roommate, is from CMU, which is pretty awesome. Yeah, so we're all connected through
Carnegie Mellon.
Carnegie
Carnegie
Mellon.
That's great.
Okay.
Yeah.
Second, I'm gonna drag this window open.
That is a good point, though. One of the things that's awesome about hackathons is that you're not supposed to work on what you work on the rest of the time. So if you're working on some feature for Messenger, you're not building that for the hackathon. But also, people come together across all different teams in the company to build new stuff. So why don't you show us what you've done here?
Yeah. So a few years ago, my friend passed away, and I noticed that a lot of friends took to his timeline to write a bunch of really heartfelt messages. And reading through these posts helped my friends and I cope with our loss. And so given this experience, we came together to create this feature known as Remembrance, which is a feature that allows friends and family to have a shared, dedicated space to share, the best memories, celebrate the life of this person. And so when you memorialize an account, this feature appears above the timeline on the profile, and the legacy contact has the ability to edit the cover photo, write a personal note, inviting friends and family to share. And when you're inside this space, you can browse through all these different posts, and they range from text posts to ones with photos, and it's very different than just writing a wall post, And also, it doesn't show up in newsfeed, which is really important because, this all has sensitive content in it. And the other awesome feature is that we have the ability to tag posts because, Debbie may have known, each of us through different channels of life, whether it was like high school or varsity lacrosse or camp. And so you can go through, and if you are part of the subgroup of like her high school, you can go through and read those posts written by her classmates. And yeah, this project is just very impactful, and we think it will definitely help with the grieving process of those who are on Facebook. Yeah.
Yeah, this is great. I think it's gives people, I think, an ability to express what they're feeling in a beautiful way. That yeah, I think we need more like this.
It feels like a letter, and it's really nice.
Yeah,
it's very personal.
That's great.
Yeah.
You know, one of the things people don't know is Vanessa here actually runs a team that's responsible for thinking about the hardest moments, which don't happen frequently on Facebook, but which are emotionally very, very intense. So the loss of somebody or a breakup, some of the worst things that can happen, making sure that Facebook has an experience that helps people deal with that. So Vanessa, you always come in with some of the most, I think, thoughtful work, and I'm glad you found your CMU team. They found you.
The credit all goes to them.
Oh, that's awesome.
They brought me in to get some background on the thinking we've done in this space and to see if it's something that we'd be interested in building beyond the hackathon.
That's really, really cool, guys.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Great.
Well, I hope you guys had a great internship and that you come back.
For sure. Awesome. Thanks so much.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
Thank you.
All right, transition music. Yeah. We need like a transition soundtrack.
I know, right? So the next one we have up is actually an internal tool called Dogfooting at.
Cool. So it's probably worth saying something about internal tools at Hackathon. So come on in, guys. One of my favorite things to see coming out of these hackathons are internal tools, because, unlike product features, which, it's really just the beginning of an idea that then needs to get, built out more fully to get to a quality level where we'll want to ship it to everyone in the community. An internal tool, if people find it useful, people can start using it immediately. So every time we have a hackathon, we see that there's a bunch of groups who just build some internal tools that just make it easier for everyone around the company to build better stuff. And that might not be the type of technology that people in our community see directly, but it's a really important part of building the company and making sure that we can continue building awesome stuff. So I always love seeing the internal tools myself. It might not be the kind of the sexiest feature, but I actually think that in a lot of ways it's like some of the most important stuff that comes out of these. So why don't you guys introduce yourselves?
Hi, I'm Isra. I work on product operations.
I'm Pong, and I'm also on product operations.
I'm Kelly, and I'm an engineer on the internationalization team.
I'm Ricky on the Messenger Web team.
I'm a read engineer on commerce.
Hi, I'm Justin from Pages Engineering.
Okay, so awesome. How did you guys find each other?
Yeah.
Well, so I think I'm the one who knows everyone here. So Pong and I are on the same team. Friends with Arib, I work with Justin on Pages. And Ricky, I met through Pong. And Kelly through dog fooding stuff.
Wow. So you're the glue.
You're the
connector. All right, so take us away.
Awesome. So for our hackathon, we really wanted to rethink and redesign something that we all do on a daily basis and something that is vital to our product's quality and health. And that is dog fooding. So for those who don't know, dog fooding is essentially when we use internal versions of our app, test that out, and make sure that the product quality is high before we ship to public users. So what we created for our hackathon is a dog fooding portal. So let's take a deep dive. Now, going from the very top, we see your holistic dog fooding overview. So you see all the bugs you've reported with a per platform breakdown, so you can see exactly where you're testing the most and where maybe you need to test out some more. Going down, we have this fun one over here, which is your comparison stats. So not only can you see how many bugs you've reported total, but you can see exactly how you compare to your team and your org.
Nice. A little competition.
Yeah, exactly. Never hurt anyone.
Now things are getting
Exactly. Oh, just you wait. There's more coming. So one of the other things that we really wanted to think about during our hackathon is how do we instill more recognition for dog fooding in general. So what we created is pretty fun. It's a dog fooding karma bot. So the way this works is you simply write #dogfood and then a message of thanks for someone who's really done an awesome job dog fooding your product, testing it out, seeing if there's any flaws, and then they will get a dog fooding karma point. So now what happens then is your karma point is associated to one of these achievement badges up here. So these different badges associate...
It's like, you've got everything. It's like, you will receive in the mail.
Yeah, it's coming. So these different dog fooding badges are sort of rewards to help incentivize people to test on areas where we typically maybe don't get a lot of signal. In particular, we have an empathy badge, so encouraging dog fooding of areas such as 2G or accessibility, where we typically might not get a chance to experience that.
Is that Greg Mara who's winning?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe. We're not allowed to. Yes, he's very happy to see this.
The best.
So yes, going down to this, we have the top dog fooders, top 100 dog fooders. So this is the list of the top 100 people who have tested on a bunch of products at Facebook. Because, as we all know, a little friendly rivalry never hurt anyone. So,
this is great.
Yeah, so this is over the past 90 days, and it refreshes. So every day it can change. So if you don't see your name on here and you want to be, keep on reporting bugs.
We got some work to do.
I know.
So overall, we really wanted to make this something that makes the dog fooding experience a lot more fun and just brings more visibility. And we really hope that this improves the experience of dog fooding and testing at Facebook.
Awesome. Good work, guys.
Cool. Thank you.
Awesome. This is really neat. See, this is something that I hope will have a big impact. Yeah.
Well, it's already shipped.
It's already
Yeah,
shipped.
sure.
So we're going to
People
announce
already
it
use it.
right after this.
It's like we're just here as a formality.
I mean, I think it's an important part of the culture, I think, to recognize and spend time looking at the internal tools that people are building as well as the external stuff. No one's going to write, a blog post or a newspaper article about an internal tool that we build. But when you're thinking about building a company and about serving a community at the scale that Facebook does, this is the kind of stuff that makes this work, right? So it's this kind of investment in these kind of projects. So thanks, guys, for what you're doing.
Thank you.
Awesome.
So,
Thank you, guys.
That was clever.
Keep dog fooding.
You guys are not top 100, is
Just threw that out at the end.
Yeah.
It's like, by the way,
And I don't know about you guys. I
you guys have
email
the
my
work
bugs
set.
directly to the teams.
Cool. So our next hack is going to be Facebook Pets.
All right.
All right.
And with a stuffed animal.
Hey.
Hey, there you go. First hackathon project where a stuffed animal.
No live pets allowed.
I'm Jackie.
All right.
I'm Xiaoying from Live Video.
I'm Amanda from Moments team. I'm an intern.
Awesome. Welcome.
Liping from Instagram.
Jennifer from Groups.
Being from ads.
James from Search. Wow.
That's so awesome.
How did you guys
Yeah.
So
Come together.
Facebook Pets.
Well,
they're-
so what's the
Yeah.
thread? What brought you guys together first?
we all have the same passion. We all really
all-
love dogs and cats.
Yeah, we're all pet lovers.
Yeah.
And I'm a pet owner.
But how did you pull the team together for the hackathon?
Some personal friends, social friends, and
Awesome.
other hackathons.
Across the company.
Yeah, across the company.
Cool.
Yeah.
So good.
Awesome. All right, go for it.
So there are more than 1 billion pets around the world, and they all have very distinct personalities. We all love them just like we love our friends and family, and we want to reflect this on Facebook. Currently, pet owners can either create a new Facebook account or create a page for their pet. But new accounts are for human, pages are designed for business entities, so neither of them are suitable for pets. So our hackathon project unlocks all the amazing aspects of having a profile that's designed specifically for pets. Now, if you add a pet as a family member, you can create a pet profile by going through a simple steps, uploading your profile picture for your pet, cover photo for your pet, and then you can also easily switch between your profile and your pet's profile without logging out.
Naturally.
Yeah.
You can navigate to your pet's profile from your own profile. In this case, let's take a look at Bee's profile. So first, we actually designed a particularly dog-only or cat-only bio cards with things that really identify who they are. Like their breed is a Puli, their job is a protector of Max, their dog owners are Mark and Priscilla. So in this case, because both are their dog owners, they can both control it. And then your dog can also have other
Beast
friends,
does not have
other cats,
It's
dogs.
It's like that thing would be all sheep right there. And Snoop.
Yeah,
And
we
Snoop.
want-
He likes Chris's dog. That's right.
We want to make the world more connected. So, in this case, you can also create a live events that really matters to your pets. So whether it's graduating from a training program, trying a new diet, meeting a new friend, celebrating St. Patrick's Day, Valentine's Day, or hanging out with the family. We want to enable hundreds of millions of pet owners to share a hugely important part of their lives. And we think this is really necessary to make the world more open and connected. Yeah.
I do think it will be awesome to be able to link your pet to your profile more. So I mean, I have a page for Beast today. He's got like 2 million followers or something. So he's like, I don't know. I guess
top 10 dogs.
Like he's not the top dog, but he's going to be one of the top dogs. I mean, because he's ridiculous. But I do think it would be awesome to be able to link to him because he is a part of my family, right? And I feel like I can say, you know, who I'm married to and you know, who my siblings are, my children are. So I think that would be awesome. This is great.
Yeah, actually, currently one of the mechanisms to trigger the adding a your pet's profile is that when you add a relationship to add a family member, there's the pet kind, and if you add that, then we are gonna prompt you for creating a pet profile.
Yeah, and you can co-own a pet, so Priscilla and you can both manage the page. We're both owners, so you can both control this. This profile. Cool.
Very interesting. I think there's some stuff in here that especially for pet pages that already exist, to be able to express that on normal profiles. Versus, I mean, here's one of the interesting things about hackathons for the community who's watching live is, you know, a lot of times a team will come in with an idea and we won't necessarily end up shipping that exact thing, but there will be interesting parts of that will then go and inform other product decisions. So, you know, I don't know if we end up building out a whole new type of profile for pets, but, you know, there are clearly things that are awesome about this that, you know, I wish I could do with my Beast page, and I'm sure other dog owners wish that they could do, that maybe we'll just go add as simple features to those, and then that will also be an important contribution from these teams at the hackathon as well. So that happens a lot, and I think you guys are showing that there's some cool stuff here. So thank you.
Great,
thank you.
It
was awesome.
Thanks.
Pet pages are back.
Yeah, no, that's an idea that comes up every year. Every year.
Need to do it.
So did you say there are 1 billion dogs?
Billion pet owners.
I think there's a lot of pets.
Cat owners are
but you know, I'm not convinced that we need a whole new type of page for that. I do think that being able to express it as a part of your family would be neat, though.
Yep.
Yeah.
Cool. So our next one's fun. Hardware.
All right.
Colleen
always has good
going?
stuff.
How's it going?
Consistent, great performance at
hackathon.
Yeah. So for those of you guys who are tuning in, you know, this is the first hackathon prototype forum that we've done live, right? So you would have had no way to have seen a bunch of these in the past, but you know, so we have hackathons, and you know, teams go and build stuff, and then all the other engineers at the company will basically vote on what they think are the coolest demos, and then I'll have the teams come in and show them to me and a bunch of folks on our leadership team, and I think Colleen is probably at the top of the list in terms of you know, how frequently you have winning hackathon projects where you're in here showing us what you've done. So why don't you guys introduce yourselves and then take us through it.
So I'm Colleen, as you know.
I'm Brett as well.
Elias Alonso.
I'm Dan Robertson.
All right.
Cool. So what we did is called Project Low Coder, which is a low-cost hardware video encoder for Facebook Live. Let's see. This is a pre-recorded video, so it enables people to hook up professional and prosumer video equipment to Facebook Live easily and reliably, so you don't have to use a phone if you don't want to. It also supports hardwired Ethernet, so you don't have to rely on Wi-Fi networks for a reliable live stream. But the hardware only costs $60, and it does full HDMI uncompressed video capture. At scale, of course, you could make it even cheaper if you rip out Wi-Fi or other things that were just in the SoC when we got it. It supports comments and reactions and feeds that back via the HDMI output. And if you add a teleprompter, you can actually then read the comments and reactions but make eye contact with your audience.
You guys made hardware for this?
Hacked hardware.
Got it.
So it's fully integrated with Facebook Live, so you don't actually have to configure anything as far as settings for video, compression, that kind of stuff. You just go in and you can put in a title and you can put in a tag, and then the encoder turns on. It says offline right here, but it picks up in just a second. And then you can hit go live after making sure that everything works properly.
Sure.
Because that's one of the nice things about the preview thing is. And
now you're live.
Now you're live. So you can hook up a broadcast studio, you can hook up high-end cameras. What we have here and outside is a teleprompter style rig so that you can have interactions with a high-quality lens and high-quality camera and that sort of thing.
Wow.
And
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I would use this.
Yeah. So
Well,
what
I
is the
kind of
hardware
built it for you.
built on? I appreciate that. What is it built on?
So it's actually like an Android set-top box that you can buy on Amazon. That's fairly old. Sorry about that. It's starting to play audio. And you can just buy that. And then what's unique about this particular box, though, is that it has HDMI input. And we found a hack on GitHub that allowed you to do access the H.264 AC compression, but in a transport stream. So then with FFmpeg, you can grab that and mux it into RTMP and push it in as a live stream for Facebook Live.
Huh.
Did you catch
That's
that?
awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah.
So are we going to publish specs for this, or what's the plan?
I think we should talk about what the most useful thing for us to do would be, because if we wanted to build hardware, we could make it really cheap and reliable and small, but if we were just going to post specs, I would probably go a different direction and make just software for a computer with a capture card. It would be easier to update, easier to release without having to have a very specific implementation. You could get parts easier. It would be a little bit more expensive, but it's far more scalable of a solution.
Yeah. Cool. We should talk about this after.
We should
figure out what
Yeah, I mean, this is awesome. I mean, you guys all know this, but a lot of what we're seeing with Facebook Live, originally people just went live doing things that they would have done otherwise, right? So like giving a speech or like doing some event. But increasingly a lot of the good stuff is where you just kind of are standing there and you have your phone and you're taking questions. And I think having the ability to both talk to your community and also get the feedback and the reactions and the comments there is something that a lot of folks who are doing live today don't have yet. And even, we did this live Q&A, it was like a month or 2 months ago, and we had to hack up this whole rig so I could see some of the questions that people were asking. But something like this would be awesome. And, I think, lots of people around the world are going to want to use something like
I think the unique thing about this hack, as opposed to buying stuff off the shelf, is not just that it's cheaper, but it has that feedback loop, which is the HDMI out.
Yeah,
you can buy chips that, you just ingest video and stream it, but I think for the Facebook experience, you really want the interactivity for it.
Yeah. Right. Awesome.
It's awesome.
All right. Congrats, guys.
Thank you.
What is the case?
So we were hacking it up so we could boot it up ahead of time, so it had a battery in it. So we took the battery out because it looked a little bit too shady.
Awesome.
Another Colleen.
Yeah. All right. Keeping the streak alive.
We're going to figure out how to ship this.
All right, Roy. How are we doing? How many do we have left?
We have 3 left.
All right.
The next one is a game. It's
Okay.
called Gravity.
Let's do it. Hey.
Hey.
How's it going?
I'm good. How about you?
Good.
Cool. I'm Jeremy.
Hey.
Hey. Nice to meet you.
Good to meet you too. All right.
Arjuna. Nice to meet you guys.
Hey, guys.
So, so this is our project. It's called Gravity.
So what teams are you on?
Oh, what teams are we on? Sure, we can go for that. So I'm actually on the community commerce team. We handle the sales groups on Facebook, and we're trying to expand beyond that.
Awesome.
What about the rest of you?
I'm Eugene. I'm on the Core Systems UI team.
And I'm on Android Search.
Awesome.
Yeah. Cool. So this is Gravity. It is a game that we're making here. The objective in it is to try and collect the keys and get to the exit. So the player is playing as a blob of goo that is lost in space. So the best way to demo a game is to play it. So
it's the only way to play.
Yeah.
All right.
So here we got
So
some
in order to control it,
devices
for you guys to play around with.
Go and release.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh man.
So go for it. Here.
Oh
let me see.
man, I'm all over the place.
Oh, I'm out of control.
Put the phone down. All right.
Oh, fell off.
All right.
It's okay. We give you enough lives to.
I've reached the next level.
Okay.
Cool.
So as you progress
that.
along the
Get the
levels, the gravity starts changing, and you can stick to any green surface. So if you plug into the ceiling, then it will reverse the gravity, and you have to try and use that in order to get to the exit.
So how do you what?
So just fling yourself
You
at the
can
ceiling.
reverse
so you hit
gravity.
It.
Wait, I gotta get the key.
Oh, if you hit the ceiling.
Yep. Then it reverses gravity.
Oh wow.
Okay.
So you have to use that to try and get there.
Where was
And then-
the window there?
Now you have to try and get to the exit.
Oh, I have to get to the. Can I stick to
So
the
you can
wall?
try and stick to like the right wall next.
There we go.
And
I
then
see.
you can move along across all the different surfaces.
Gravity.
Oh, wow.
Alright, I got this. You got this.
We got this. Don't worry, one of us knows.
Okay. All right.
Got it. Level complete.
So I mean, one of the things that I think is pretty neat about this is that Facebook obviously doesn't make games, right? But hackathons give engineers and teams the ability to explore different things that we might learn something from in terms of how we should build stuff internally or what people might like doing inside our apps, even if that's not the core thing that we do ourselves. So how did you guys get to thinking about building a game? You know, knowing that this isn't like the thing that Facebook does.
Yep. Well, so like all of us are gamers, like here at this desk, and we have a lot of gamers at Facebook. We did the Mario Hackathon last year. That was a lot of fun. Facebook's done like global game jam and stuff, and so we decided this hackathon that we just like hack on some games. So we all showed up. We met each other there, and we found a cool idea that we wanted to play around with. I got to dust off my JavaScript shoes after being like an Android developer for a year and a half. So that was it. We just wanted to make a game and we found something cool.
So this is in JavaScript?
Yeah, this is all in JavaScript.
Wow. It's all done in JavaScript. We had to dust off our old physics textbooks from high school in order to figure out how to get it working. Just looking at cannonball physics. Yeah.
Is there any game out there that uses dynamics like this today?
Not that I know of, really. I mean, there's a few similar ones. Like Angry Birds is the obvious parallel where you're just trying to fling yourself using gravity to knock yourself into things. But very cool.
I mean, there are a lot of bound like platformer type things. We figured the gravity is our like cool mechanic.
Yeah. Awesome. All right. Thanks, guys.
And the goo.
Very nice.
And the goo, yeah.
It's like our differentiator is goo.
It's
goo.
in space. In space.
All right.
Goo in space.
There you go.
Cool.
Thanks a lot.
Cool.
Thanks,
guys.
Thank you.
Take those from
You
you.
should have it change gravity, like on Mars.
We just got to put this in Oculus. Because I mean, the gravity changing in Oculus is my favorite part of the hands demo that we have.
Cool. So the next hack we have coming up is called City Communities.
Hey, Bob.
Hey, Bob.
Hey. There's a familiar face.
Bob Baldwin, another mainstay and the legend of Facebook hackathons.
Oh, thanks, man. Yeah, you could say that again.
You guys can file it.
All right, so you've assembled quite the crew here.
Wow.
Yeah,
For
biggest
this
team
hack.
you'll see today. Yeah.
All right, so why don't you guys introduce yourselves?
All right. So yeah, I'm Bob. I work on groups.
I'm
Everybody else?
Priyanka. I work on groups as well.
I'm Kai, working on cool communities.
Hi, I'm Nirav. I work on group scholars.
Ben, I work on some of our internal tools for building stuff.
I'm Henry, I work on groups.
Yeah, groups.
I'm Jay from the school community.
I'm Bharat, I work on groups.
I'm Rachita. I work on business intelligence.
Devika, also on business intelligence.
Awesome. Okay. So Bob has been a long time keeper of the hackathon culture at Facebook, right?
It's been a few years, yeah.
Well, I mean, for a while you were one of the key people who was helping to organize them, and I think one of the people who got us started with these prototype forums. I think we've been doing these for a few years now.
Yeah, 3 years now, and been helping support it since before that. And how I got involved was just having one hackathon project after another shipping. So happy to show you my next one right now.
Go for it.
All right, so
nice transition, Bob.
We built a new way for you to connect locally. We noticed that a lot of groups were around local interests. So we decided to build a stronger support for it so you can connect more clearly with your community. So I live in San Francisco, and here you see there's a nice upsell to join the San Francisco community. You'll also have a bookmark so you can quickly get to it. And once you click on it, you'll get a little bit of info about what this is and how you can connect to it and why you might want to do that. Also got the weather in there. A little nice touch up here.
Key detail. You've been trying to ship the weather for years.
So many weather pictures. Yeah.
See that? I snuck it in there.
All right. So we had a big team. Had to get to all the polish. So we also have a set of pre-created groups called community forum groups. These are the ones that every city is going to want to have. So buy, sell, trade, housing, lost and found. And then you can also see trending posts within your community. So this is content unique to your community, and it'll help you find new groups to join and what's going on in your neighborhood. Let's go ahead and click over to the joined experience. So you can join different groups in your community. You could create new groups that have this implicit trust where since everybody has to verify that they live in a particular city, they'll be able to join it, and you have that stronger trust within it.
Yeah.
And for me personally, I've always wanted to have a directory of local groups, whereas now you have to really like seek out like what is the like biking groups in SF. How do you connect over like vegan restaurants, for example? This will give you a very clear directory to get to it. Again, trending posts. We're also working with public content to have some local news and an aggregation of all the for sale posts in your community.
Whoa, that's an expensive Pokemon.
All right.
It's like any of $1,000 Pokemon.
And one last
it's a
thing.
real Pokemon.
One last
Wow.
thing. We also have Android and iOS built.
Nice, Bob.
No, it's just a matter of Paul.
No
showing up.
stone left unturned.
No, definitely not.
And the weather.
We have some more ideas.
We have the weather now on Android as well.
Yeah, we got the weather. Clicks over to weather provider, weather.com. So, yeah, cool.
This is really cool, Bob.
Yeah, what do you guys think? Yeah?
It's
Keep going
fantastic.
with it? Alright, cool. Yeah.
Bob is one of the key people. If you use Facebook groups, a lot of people do. Bob has been for a long time one of the key engineers, keeping groups going and keeping the team going. So
Thanks. Yeah, it's been great seeing it.
Love
grow
your
from
work, Bob.
0 to a billion. Yeah. Alright, thanks guys.
Thanks. This is awesome.
Keep rolling
this
with
is
it.
really exciting.
Alright.
Cool.
Thanks everybody. Alright. Oh no. We want that
I think that's
Pokemon.
good. I mean, this is an idea.
Another guy, you know, guy.
What's up?
He's offering to find the Pokemon for us.
The $1,000.
I mean that's an idea that I think we've been talking about for a while. We have this saying at Facebook that code wins arguments. And the point of that and the meaning is that you can talk about something for a long time. And I think in a lot of places you talk about stuff for years, right? The same ideas that are often pretty clear that would be cool, like having a community around a city. You can just swirl on that and talk about how it could be neat, and then finally someone goes and builds a version of it, and that's actually how you make progress in the world, right? So it's not just sitting around and talking about an idea, it's actually who can sit down and code a version that works, even if it's not the perfect version right away. That's something that often we can get out and people can start using, and that's how we make progress. So Bob, I think, embodies that culture here and has really embodied that code wins arguments, and has, I think, himself won a lot of arguments by writing code.
Yes. And now we can use our new dog fooding tool.
Exactly.
Awesome. So we're on our last hack.
All right.
Come on, guys.
It's called Polls and Messenger.
Hello.
Hey.
How's it going?
How's it going? Good to
Going
meet
well.
you.
Good to meet you. So my name.
Hey.
Hi.
So my name's Ish. This is Ingrid. This is Judy, and we're all returning interns, and we're in Seattle this summer.
Nice. Oh, wow.
Yeah. Yeah. So I guess we can go get straight into it. So we worked on Messenger.
So what teams are you?
Sorry. So I'm intern on the groups team.
Mm-hmm.
I'm on the video info team, actually working on live.
Okay, great. Hope this
I'm
works.
I'm on Messenger Core.
Okay, great.
Yeah, cool. So let me talk about the hack. So we all know Messenger is a great product. It's great for discussions, sharing everyday moments, keeping up with old friends. What we wanted to do was really allow for group coordination, because a powerful use case of Messenger is really to be able to organize events with friends and meet up. And it's a lot of times really tough to make decisions. I'm sure you've been trapped in a group chat where it's people are going back and forth and really struggling to make a decision. So we made that easier.
Mark's like, no, that's never.
Yeah.
He just decides.
Yeah. So we wanted you to be able to make a decision, and once you made that, easily be able to act upon that. Yeah. So let's get straight into the demo. So say that right after these demos, you guys were craving some food. Mark, let's say you were craving some sushi. Jay, let's say you're more of a tacos guy, right?
Tacos
well,
pretty good,
I can go in and create a poll, and we can figure out, put it to a vote.
You can decide what movie you're going to see later, where you're going to go this weekend, what color shirt Mark's going to wear tomorrow. Lots of use cases.
Now, after you create the poll, there's a banner on the top of the chat thread, and then you can tap on it.
Yeah, and you can go and you can vote, and you can see what everybody else has voted. And then once you're done with that, you can export that to a Facebook event, and you're ready to enjoy some delicious sushi.
What happens if it's a tie?
Yeah, this polls in Messenger.
Yeah. Awesome.
We need a tiebreaker.
I think for larger groups like the 20-person group we have with a group of friends, I think something like this would be awesome.
Yeah.
We have a group chat with 100 interns.
Yeah, that's how we were inspired to make
polls
this.
for that.
Yeah, definitely, because it goes back and forth. You kind of lose track.
It's hard to plan logistics.
Yeah, 100's big.
Yeah.
We're a close-knit group.
Awesome. So what year are you guys in school?
Yeah. So I'm a 4th year.
I'm a rising junior.
Also a rising junior.
Yeah.
Awesome. So I hope you guys come back again.
Yeah,
I think I've been hearing. It always makes me really happy when interns come back, because I think that seeing what is going on colleges and getting fresh ideas is a big part of how you kind of keep a company fresh and have new ideas. And we try to have an intern program where people you guys can talk about this, but it's real work, right? I mean, it's not
absolutely.
it's not a summer camp or something like that, and folks come and they're like really doing real engineering things here.
Yeah.
But having folks continue to come and then join the company after that, I think keeps the company invigorated and fresh.
And you get hooked on that and you want to come back.
How did you find this summer versus last summer? What's different?
Oh, it's awesome. Seattle's a great city.
Yeah. And we were both FBU interns actually last summer.
Awesome.
So we were in the freshman program. So this year was our first year actually working on Facebook code, which has been awesome.
That's cool.
Super cool. You like the new Seattle office?
Oh,
Definitely.
Yeah.
So last year were you down here?
I was on the French team, and I worked like right over there.
Interesting. So what to you is the biggest difference between down here and Seattle?
I think it's the Facebook culture stays consistent, right? Everybody here in Seattle has like this hacker mentality. Everybody's like very driven and inspired to make change. I think the only thing that's different is like the snacks in the micro kitchen.
Well, if that's the level of difference that we're at, then I think we're doing pretty well.
Yeah, I think so.
Definitely.
All right. Thank you guys.
Awesome.
I hope you've had an awesome summer, and I hope you guys come back.
Yeah,
All
hopefully.
right.
Thanks
Cool.
so much for having us.
Yeah. It's cool. All right.
Should we wrap it?
Yeah, let's do our
Got
quick
some,
quick debrief.
all
What's
right.
up, Roy?
We got some questions from the live stream too.
Oh yeah, let's
do
do
that.
questions from the live stream.
Great. So the
All right.
first one we've got is from Alex Sobrino. He asks, are these projects actually implemented or are these just mocks?
I mean, I think that they were actually built.
Yeah.
I mean, what you saw today was actual code, except for one of the examples. What Colleen showed was a video of hardware, but
Real hardware though. She built it.
Yeah, well, and she kind of showed the box with the circuit board in there and all that. So, and just from past experience, I'm pretty confident what she built is real.
Yeah.
Now what they're not is they're not fully polished, right? So it's not like in 24 hours you can build something that is going to be at the quality level of a product that we would ship to everyone around the world, right? So that I think isn't the point, but what they do build is you hack together a version with real code where you can interact with it and you can play with it and see how it feels, and you can kind of get a sense of whether it's going to work and what ideas in there feel good and what don't. And the ones that do, then you can have the team or someone else go off and work on it for another few weeks or a month or 2 months or whatever it takes to then go ship it at a quality level that's what we would want to ship to everyone. But I think it's pretty remarkable that even in a 24-hour period, people can pull together stuff, which is even at this level of polish. I mean, I think it just speaks to the level of engineering that a lot of these folks are doing. And I mean, it's not surprising from people who've been here for a while, but I mean, folks who are joining us, who have never had an engineering job and have, this is their first year working at a company from college as part of an internship. To see them how quickly they can ramp up through our training program and see what people build after just being here for a couple of months is pretty crazy.
Yeah. It's like the Montage app. They're using React Native, which is like one of the most advanced things we have on the mobile side. And then they're uploading files to our GPU servers that our AI team is using to process things. They do some image processing and computer vision on there, and then they download it back to the phone. I mean, it's and that's from the team in New York. It's awesome.
And it's awesome how there's the cross-pollination of ideas.
Yeah.
I mean, you pointed this out, but people come together from all different teams to come together. And it's amazing. I'm always really happy when I see that people on one team are really aware of the work of another team. So when that guy came in and was like, I'm using GPU servers for this, thanks, Jay. I mean, that's awesome, right? I mean, because it's like, I think at a lot of places you wouldn't have those kind of resources, and even if you did, you wouldn't necessarily either be aware that they were available or kind of know how to go get that. But the fact that in like a couple of months interns can come, having never been in a software company before, and be able to take advantage of the full infrastructure that we've spent 12 years building is pretty cool.
Should we do another?
Yeah. Sure.
All right.
So Absek Saraga asks, how long does it take to have one of these ideas implemented?
Well, it depends.
Yeah. I mean, one of the things we try and do is, just like if you're creating a film, you start with a one-pager and then you write more dialogue and then maybe you'll do a storyboard and then maybe you'll make a few sections of it. We really try and encourage each team to just get to higher and higher fidelities with each part of the way. So maybe you'll start with just writing up the idea, maybe you'll draw a few screens of it, then maybe you'll create a film or a video out of it, and then maybe you'll ask some engineers to prototype it. One of the things that our engineering teams have tried to do is make it really, really easy to get to a prototype form, because that's where you move from imagining something to actually having it in your hands. And one of the things we find is, for mobile software especially, you really can't know what the experience is going to be like until you've started to play with it. And that's why you saw everybody here had gotten to that level of fidelity when they came in here. And I'd say that, you saw here, everything here was done in 24 hours. So that speaks to the tooling and the culture of really encouraging people to, rather than debating, like Mark said earlier, spending that day instead building it and playing with it in your hands.
Yeah. Well, another thing we also focus on is just release velocity, right? I mean, we ship multiple times per day on the web. We ship weekly on mobile. So when we find one of these ideas and it's ready, we can get it out there in the hands of the community really, really quickly because of our just velocity of shipping.
Yeah. And even when something is done or ready to ship the first version, doesn't mean that it's actually done, right? So if you take, for example, the first version of messaging, right, in chat, that I think I saw come out of a hackathon, it was probably 2007 or so. We shipped that after a period of polishing it, and then it's evolved so much since then, right? It turned into web chat, and then that has turned into mobile chat, and then Messenger, and now all these people using Messenger around the world. A more recent example is Safety Check, which that was not an idea that any team here had the responsibility to go do. And a group of folks just came together and built the first version of Safety Check, so that way if there's an earthquake or a hurricane, people can know that their friends and the people they love were safe. And we saw that, we're just like, immediately, that thing is awesome, we need to go work on this. And the first version dealt with natural disasters, but now we've expanded it so that we can also deal with other kinds of attacks around the world, and so that people can hopefully sometime soon activate it themselves. Where there's a whole roadmap of things that you do. So just when you get to the point of releasing, that doesn't mean that you're done. It's just that everything that you do, you want to make sure that you are building it so that you can learn as much as possible, as quickly as possible, and that each thing that you ship has a high quality level.
Live video is the same way. That came out of a hackathon, and we're still working on it.
Awesome. Should we keep going?
Yeah.
Sure.
We'll
take a couple more.
Yeah. Okay, so can you please explain the hackathon again? Asks R.D. Vander Jack McDowell.
Sure.
It's like Shark Tank.
Yeah, that's good. So, So the point of hackathons is to unleash the creativity of the organization, right? So the basic idea is, everyone here has their job, right? What we come in every day and we focus on. And what we want to do is, once every month or 2 months, we take a day, or usually it's 24 hours, sometimes it's 2 or 3 days, and everyone gets to go build whatever they want during that period. And the only rule is that you can't work on what you work on the rest of the time, what your normal day job is. So if it's building one feature for Messenger, for live video, you can work on different features for that if you want, but you can't work on the same thing that you're doing during your day job. And the point is that it unleashes all this creativity from folks across the company to explore new ideas that aren't currently on the product roadmap of what we're doing. And then we have this whole process where people present their ideas to all the other engineers in the company, and it's this awesome thing where people can brainstorm together and see all the creativity that each other are bringing. They vote on each other's projects to see what are going to be the most promising things that everyone wants to see ship. And then the last step of that hackathon process is we have this prototype forum where basically people go and they show off their projects, and the ones that get the highest votes, I actually have come in and show them to us. That way we can make sure that we see all of the best projects that people thought were the most promising to ship. And that might be the end of the hackathon, but it's kind of the beginning of actually starting to incorporate those ideas into the actual products that we have. It's a cool way not only to unleash all this creativity, but also to meet a lot of folks who are building stuff around the organization that we might not interact with on a day-to-day basis. So to keep in touch with engineers, newer folks in the organization. A lot of the folks who came out today were interns. Right? So people who've only been here for a month or two who have already ramped up and are doing all this stuff. And hackathons, if you're just tuning in now, have played a very big role in defining a lot of the products that we've shipped over time, right? So I was talking a minute ago about how the first version of chat and messaging came at a hackathon. So did the first version of video. And the first version of our developer platform, and timeline, and we were just talking about how live video, the first version of that was at a hackathon, and the first version of Safety Check, and so many other things that are core to what you think of as Facebook today came from people taking 24 hours to throw together a basic version at a hackathon. So that's what we're trying to do here, and I thought it would be a pretty fun experience today to, as I was seeing these projects for the first time, to also stream them live so that way our community can see the type of work that engineers are doing here and what they're playing around with and exploring as well. And I can't guarantee that any of these things will ship. Probably a lot of them won't. But it will definitely inform kind of how we think about what we're going to build. And I just thought that was a neat experience to share.
Cool. All right.
All right, maybe one more. Are we good? All right, I think we all got to run.
That's
so,
a wrap.
All right, so thank you guys for tuning in, and hopefully we'll get a chance to do this again. All right, see you guys.
Bye.